Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now November 26th of 2024, and there's no doubt about it that when we actually focus on one of the ABC programs known as The View, yes, it has been quite inflammatory for multiple years now, almost an entire decade, but there's no denying the fact that the inflammatory comments coming from the hosts such as Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin, just to name a few there, they have been more inflammatory within the past 3.5 weeks, give or take, and a lot of this has to do with the fact that we have a lot of other actors and actresses coming out with differing political opinions out there that they are not agreeing with in one bit at all. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So there are a couple of actors out there that really actually caused this shakeup within Hollywood. This caused a lot of, problems happening within the film industry. We have actors like Zachary Levi, as well as Sylvester Stallone coming forward with their political opinion that really seemed to have struck a nerve with those out there like Sunny Hostin, for example, in isolation, and this is where things begin to get quite ugly when it comes to her overall behavior, her overall stance on the entire situation, and the things that she says, not just to the general public, but also internally with the studio executives and everyone else attached to The View. Let's get into this. Now, specifically, we already know that Sunny Hostin, I believe, is by far one of the most insufferable TV show hosts out there. I think that she definitely outperforms those like Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar combined. That's just how I see things. Whether you guys agree with me or not on that, I would like to know. But what's interesting about this is that now that both the film industry and the entire media are in shambles, since 3 weeks ago, one monumental development that is now active involves more to do with Sunny Hostin of The View and her recent behavior and rants in the midst of her recent comments backfiring on her career. Now, one crucial update to this situation now involves how Sunny Hostin took a stand against the ABC executives ahead of doing an exclusive interview with actor Sylvester Stallone. It turns out that Sunny Hostin also played a major role as to why Stallone was booted from appearing on The View to promote some of the projects like Tulsa King and The Family Stallone. Now, Sunny Hostin, as it turns out, warned the ABC executives that she would step down from the two-part episode that was supposed to feature Stallone, one in 2024 and another in 2025 within the month of January, that would serve to promote the two projects that he's working on. Now, Hostin had no issues with Stallone until his political opinion was brought to the public eye, and this is when Sunny labeled Sylvester as both a sexist and misogynist behind the scenes. Hostin's meltdown spiraled out of control on the set of The View, where ABC studio executives gave in to Hostin's ultimatum, as they didn't want to have her walk off the show without it appearing to be a sign of internal struggles. Now, part of Hostin's ultimatum was that she would walk off the show because she believes that Stallone truly promotes sexism and misogyny as well as bigotry based on his political stance. A near similar argument that both Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar gave to the producers and executives of the program. It turns out, however, Hostin's arguments have more to do with the second episode that was geared to provide Sunny more questions to actual Stallone, instead of Whoopi this time around. Now, with Stallone booted from The View and now all of ABC for the time being, he is already set to appear on The Greg Gutfeld Show, Joe Rogan, and other popular podcasts on varying platforms as well. Now, Hostin's breakdown that occurred behind the scenes involved multiple heated arguments that she is unwilling to even sit near actors and or actresses that hold the opposite political opinion, and how it only reminds her of sexism and misogynistic issues. These overall arguments were brought up vocally between her and the ABC executives. It turns out that Stallone, of course, getting booted from the two-part episode of The View had a ton to do with Hostin instead of Whoopi, and she was the main contributor, indeed, of why Stallone was not allowed to appear on The View, as long as Sunny and Whoopi are the hosts of the show. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about this. Now, this just goes to show you how inflammatory Sunny Hostin truly is. Now, we all saw, the things that she has said over the past 3.5 weeks. Sure, she's always been like that, but it definitely has quadrupled when it comes to her overall behavior, how inflammatory she's acting on television, and how vocal she's becoming. Now, this is where things get interesting, is that the fact that Sylvester Stallone and other actors out there like Zachary Levi, you know, some actors that Hollywood and the entire film industry didn't really think that they would actually come forward with their overall opinion on things that heavily differ, by the way, from the majority of actors and actresses in Hollywood, whether it's also directors, writers, producers, doesn't matter. They now are being treated as outsiders, and that's just wrong. Because this is exactly how these shows operate. That's exactly how the media operates right now. If you have a different opinion, you are cast to the wayside. That's how it works. And it's not the right thing to do at all. That's exactly how The View's acting, and hence, that's exactly why Sunny Hostin was acting like this behind the scenes. She wants nothing to do with Sylvester Stallone. She wants nothing to do with Zachary Levi. We'll talk more about that later down the road. There's a lot more to discuss there. However, on top of this, two, of course, and Whoopi are the hosts of the show, but to make matters worse is that Hostin even pressured and told the ABC executives that if discussions are even made to have another actor, actress, or director on set that hold a different political opinion, that she is willing to actually quit the show entirely on her own terms. And even though ABC has their own issues with Sunny, they don't necessarily want to fire her just yet until at least 2025, as those discussions have indeed been made between Bob Iger and the board. For the time being, her blaming actors or promoting, of course, sexism and misogyny geared toward those like Stallone are exactly what served as the deal breaker to some of the Disney higher-ups, and why those discussions are being made right now to replace Sunny with a more argumentative voice that go against Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg. This is a desperate move, by the way, their Hail Mary move to really boost ratings. How they want to make the ratings soar to a new level that would actually do wonders for them. And that's what they want. They want a different voice on the show. Will it drag in new viewership? I highly doubt it. I think people know the game that's being played right now. You could throw in any voice on there. It can be anybody that really goes against Whoopi Goldberg or Joy Behar. It's not going to bring in people to go ahead and watch The View on a regular basis. Alright? They have their core audience, and their core audience is not exactly what they should have right now, because it's only draining their ratings month by month. But overall, I would love to hear, you know, what you guys have to say about that, because this is what's interesting, is that Sunny Hostin seems like she will never stop when it comes to the inflammatory comments that she's spewing both behind the scenes and also in the public eye. That's exactly why she is very much the most insufferable TV show host out there, as well as one that is very difficult to work with. She is one that constantly spews lies and projects those lies as well. I think that there's a lot of projection, by the way, coming from Sunny Hostin. I would not doubt it one bit. I'm not saying it's a fact, but I think that there is some projection in some of the things that she says or has said in the past 3.5 weeks or even the past 4, 5, 6 years. But this is what's interesting as well, is that those out there like Goldberg, Joy Behar, and especially Sunny, turns out that Sunny was the major contributor to why Sylvester Stallone was not allowed on The View. So anyway, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.